Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 Veteran UK run. And it has to be noted, I'm not actually a veteran at this game yet. I'm a veteran of Hearts of Iron 3 in my opinion, which is honestly something entirely different. Let's just check out the regular default map mode over here for now. We'll speed the game up, we'll put it on like speed 3 or something. Because there's not really a whole lot that we're actually doing right now. It's just day and night. We've got some convoys traveling. Probably just sending out resources to like places like Malta, for example. Our little island bastion in the Mediterranean. Worth a couple of victory points. So yeah, as the UK we have a lot of holdings in Africa. We have the British Raj is one of our subjects. We have some territory over here with Singapore. Actually got a lot of... Yeah, I thought so. That was the submarine flotilla that's actually stationed in Singapore. And there's a ton of little islands that's all the way in the Pacific over here. Nothing really to worry about. We've got Fiji over there. We even have British Guyana over here. And of course, the Falklands. Falklands are very good like that. We've got South Georgia over here. A lot of stuff we have. And it's our job to try and keep that relatively secure. I say relatively. There's of course no way that we're going to be able to hold on to everything. We've got Bermuda over here, you know. All the places, and then of course also some holdings near Canada. One of our biggest subjects, also quite active during the Second World War. Ah, we can actually see that the Rhineland over here is a demilitarized zone. That's interesting. I have no doubt in my mind that Germany at some point in March will march in there. Oh dear! King George V dies. His Majesty George V, King of United Kingdom of the British Dominions and Emperor of India, has passed away. His quiet, calm and devotion to his subjects saw the empire through both the Great War and the Great Depression. His son will assume the mantle as King Edward VIII, but there are already concerns that he will be too independent of thought. Stanley Baldwin and Neville Chamberlain are preparing to ensure that he will accept direction from the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. Removes the national spirit King George V, so we lose our plus 15% national unity, and we gain national spirit Edward VIII, which grants weekly national unity minus 10%. So we are losing national unity right now. May he rest in peace. So hopefully King Edward VIII will not stay for too long. I know that in Hearts of Iron 3 there was a way that you could get your own spies to operate within your own country and then raise your own base national unity, but I don't think that is a possibility in here. Nothing against you, Edward VIII, but kindly piss off. We do have 14 political power right now. We're not getting a whole lot because of limited rearmament, and also veteran difficulty reduces it by 25%, which actually reduces it by half. Like we would have gotten 1 otherwise. So we're missing out on quite a lot, but we'll be fine. Totally fine. Conservative Party, popularity 97%. Amazing. We have the British Union of Fascists, but nothing to worry about there. They're not gonna come to power or anything like that. We could manage to occupy territories, like we could return territory to Canada, or Egypt, or all these countries. We could also return to Ireland, but why in the bloody hell would you want to return to Ireland? I'd say we ought to be able to march into Ireland. Just checking to see right now if we can... Yeah, manpower growth is not a lot. It's probably rather hard to try and grow our manpower in Hearts of Iron 4 as compared to Hearts of Iron 3. Like, I had a campaign as the British on stream, actually, like 2 times before the release of this game, and I'd never found manpower to be an issue. We actually had a quite easy time of growing it because our income was like 40. You have no intolerance combat. Yeah, Ethiopia started war with Italy, so they are fighting right now. Ooh. Toggle the units on the map. Oh dear. That's some interesting music, to say the least. Yeah, that is actual in-game music. Huh. I haven't heard that one yet. In all the Let's Plays, etc. Interesting. I like it. Some old 40s music. But yeah, Italy started war with Ethiopia. They've got some ideas about that, etc. We'll toggle allied battle plans on. Seems like a decent idea. Not a whole lot happening right now. That is because, of course, we are still leading up to the war. Although, with our national focus nearly being done, we should be able to see some things happening as people make their decisions. And I don't know. We could see Germany marching back into the Rhineland, which is as of yet still demilitarized. Probably their first order of business to try and stop that. We could see we could see Spain collapse into civil war at any point. And then, unfortunately, because we are an allied country, we can't really support any of the sides in the Spanish Civil War that is about to erupt. I know Germany can send over divisions and... Oh there! So things just happened. The Rhineland got remilitarized. Several German divisions recently advanced into the Rhineland, marking the first time since the end of the Great War that Germany has forces positioned west of the Rhine. This is in clear violation of the Versailles Treaty, under which Germany is forbidden from militarizing the region. The French seem to attempt to limit their response to this breach to diplomatic objections, and public opinion in Britain is firmly against the war. We will issue an objection as well. They will like us less. I like these little news world bulletins. They look a little bit different than Hearts of Iron 3. Quite fun. Remilitarization of the Rhineland. They have stationed troops in the Rhineland territory close to the French border, in clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The local population cheered them on, while the diplomatic reactions have been muted so far. It is no more than the Germans walking in their own backyard, a public commentator in Britain observed. Nothing to get worked up about, surely. And our own national focus is completed. Limited rearmament. That's building slots, hooray. And we are now actually getting more diplomatic power, political power, not diplomatic power, because of our limited rearmament being done. Oh no, actually, we were spending diplomatic power to do our national focus. There we go. That's how it works. Right, here's the thing. I'd like to go for this extra research slot. We can't. Why not? We need more than 5% world tension, or be at war. This focus will continue even when the prerequisites are not met. So we can't actually do it yet. We need Italy to keep fighting Ethiopia. Now we'll take a look at world tension in a second, because I haven't went over that yet. But for now, we'll have to look elsewhere, I suppose. We could reinforce the Empire for base national unity of 10%. That might be good, seeing how we just lost King Edward V. King George V, my bad. Confusing Edward and George now. So that might be a thing we want to do. We could also go for home defense and issue gas masks. That would also get us extra national unity. It would also remove, if we further go down this path, we could go for the Military Training Act. It would cancel the national spirit of war to end all wars, and we can send volunteer forces. So we can help people out. Even though it will be too late for either Republican or Nationalist Spain by then. So that might be a thing. We can also then embargo Germany. Although it takes until basically 1940. Trade relations decrease. And then we can declare war on Germany. That might be a thing we want to do. Yeah, we'll start working on home defense. There we go. Now, like I said, world tension. You can see it over here. Current scale. I mean, the largest world tension has been generated by the German Reich. Those bastards. Only 2% though. Current scale is like 99%. Changes by -0.5% per month. Minimum 25%. Right, so it can't decrease below 25%, so it's only gonna go up. And latest changes have been 2% because of Germany remilitarizing the Rhineland. We have 3 dockyards. Wonderful. We just got another one. I feel like it might be a good idea to either put it in more destroyers or more convoys. Because once war starts, we will start losing convoys. And as an island nation of Britain, I feel like it's a good idea to get us some extra convoys for now. You can also set an amount left to produce, that's interesting. Right, production cap, still that. Export focus, we get a little bit extra output. We can see our total amount of resources here. I like the music, that's for sure. I'm not sure if it's copyrighted and if it's gonna get me into trouble or anything. We could use NATO symbols, but Oh, we can have multiple people controlling a single nation. That's interesting. Also, notifications. Yes, please. Yeah, aside from that, everything's good. I'm assuming that I won't get into trouble with this music, although it's gonna take me like a little bit more to find out if there's actually some trouble connected to it. Like I said, I hope not. It would be fairly annoying if it was. Like I do feel like it adds a decent amount of atmosphere to the game. It's pretty cool to listen to, I'm not gonna lie. Now let's take a look at this airfield here, because we do have some fighter planes over here. They're standing by. We can create a new air wing. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is select all these, add them to a theater, and we'll call this, yeah, the British Theater 1, that's fine. Set them as high priority. There we go. Division assignment, that's all fine. We'll set it out as, you know, we'll garrison the entirety of the UK. Oh dear, wrong button. I did not want to do that, come on. That's the wrong button. Remove orders. Garrison, that, and, yeah, that should be everything. Yep, We now are garrisoning everything. That's good. Army with this order cannot have any other types of orders at the same time, so that's all good. And now they should be garrisoning all that, so that's good. It's a good idea to have a basic garrison set up. Well, they'll split up and they'll try to keep the British Isles safe, basically. That's gonna be just fine. Now we should always have this theater selected. Not sure if there's a way to unselect it, but that's fine. I think we can actually check. You are regulars, you are trained. I'd like to have people at regulars, so the reason why I added them to this theater here, so that we could, and of course to an army, so that we can exercise them. We'll get... No. What should we do? Because we have field marshals and we have generals. The difference between a field marshal and a general is that a general can only command 24 divisions. Seems like they wanted to have, maybe have a system in place where they could have like colonels and majors, you know, people that wouldn't be able to handle 24 divisions. Because as it stands, everyone is able to handle 24 divisions, and this seems a little, I don't know, it feels a little weird. But yeah, the main difference between field marshals and generals, aside from that, is I don't know. I think you can only start out hiring generals, and they get like random skill, random positive traits as well. And if you want to upgrade someone, like for example, if you wanted to upgrade General Neil Ritchie here, he would have to lose one skill, and he'd also have to lose his positive trait, his Panzer Leader trait. But they can then build traits back up. Well, I'm not sure. I think generals might have different traits than field marshals from the look of things. Like Bernie over here has logistics wizard, so they eat less supply, and offensive doctrine, so they have less combat with. Whereas General Ritchie over here, for example, is a Panzer Leader and things like that. Old Guard is not considered to be a positive trait because it has a less experience gain. It does give him a little bit of entrenchment though. So Jackie Smith here obviously served in the Great War, the war to end all wars, which has been highly successful. Like, we haven't been in a war since. But yeah, if we were to upgrade him, he has one skill and no positive traits, so he would still keep his old guard, but he wouldn't lose any skill, so he wouldn't be a bad idea. Or we could just upgrade one of these blank ones. Yeah, a lot of our people seem to be Panzer leaders, which is good. Means we'll have to build some panzers at some point. You know, some tanks. What's national focus doing? It's about done, that's good. I think we'll go up to speed 4 then. I don't want to go too fast, I want to take it slow. I want to get to know the game, I want to just dabble in it, you know, experience the atmosphere. Experience a great 40s music, which may or may not provide copyright issues, I'm not entirely sure. It's a nice surprise to encounter though in the game. What we'll do is we'll add some more factories on here, so if we get some new factories, they will start producing infantry weapons, and if we get a new dockyard, they will start working on convoys. Home defense, I thought you were gonna pause on that, but that's fine. We finished home defense. Adds coastal forts in the area. That's good. And we'll go over here. We can either... Oh no, we can't do Scandinavian or Benelux intervention yet. Although I don't think they're going to go fascist, seeing how we are playing historically accurate, so I don't think these will be needed. Instead, we'll go with issuing gas masks. We'll have to wait until this 31st of December 1937. Right, so we can't do that either. Cannot go for shadow scene yet. Oh, okay, so German Reich. The tension is slowly going down. Apparently, so that's bad for us, good for the Germans, unfortunately. We can go for motorized army or reinforce the empire. Base national unity, so let's go for that. There we go, that seems like a decent idea. We've also got planes in here. More fighters, that's fine. Close air support, tactical bombers. More tactical bombers, close air support. We're not gonna really assign people to anything just yet. I do like though, like for example, we're clicking on an airbase here, we instantly enter strategic air mode. If we click on a dockyard, naval mode. We just hit F1 or just select any troops and we can go back to regular. It's all great. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you to start exercising. It will cost a little bit of stuff. Like they'll go through infantry equipment because we are firing bullets, etc. We are training the army, but they will get experience. Research finished. Air superiority. Fighter detection increased. Base machine tools also done. That's great. You can now either go for things like synthetic oil. Not really all that tempted, not yet. We can always trade with the US and get our own oil supply from there. We can go for dispersed or concentrated industry. What this means, we can have more factories in a single state. And we can also get more factory output. However, we can only choose one of the two. If we look at dispersed industry here, we only get 10% output instead of 20%. We still get plus 20% factories in a state, but we also retain production efficiency when we change a production line. So if I were to tell them, for example, hey, build me light tank 2, that would drop our efficiency. And we can now increase the cap because of basic machining tools, great, up to 35%, whereas the rest of the world has 55%. I like a challenge. But yeah, ignoring that, we back to the whole industry thing. Dispersed industry also has bomb vulnerability minus 10%. So we're less likely to get blown up. And seeing how we're playing as Britain on veteran difficulty, I'm gonna go with dispersed industry so we don't lose our industry when we're getting bombed by Germany. Although you gotta keep in mind, this all stacks, I think. So, what we're basically trading out here is a lot of output, but we will be safer. And boy do I like safety. Especially knowing that we're going to get bombed. And then I'll probably also go for Construction 1 to help us build stuff faster. You can see we're halfway through with mechanical computing, which will give us extra research speed and help us get things done quicker. Now let's actually assign a commander here. Who is our highest? We can sort by skill, can we? Yeah, there we go. Field Marshal Alan Brooke. Very good for a defense. Okay, let's assign you. And start exercising. So we are taking a little bit of attrition. Chance of equipment loss on infantry equipment 1 is 2.8% because of 90% reliability. Support equipment chance loss is 0.3%, so we're barely going to lose anything of that. But we will lose a bit of it. Let's take a look at our logistics. Oh dear. Our infantry equipment has quite the deficit. And support has a little bit. Not a whole lot right now. Currently need an average of 1.5 per day. We need like 6.6 equipment per day. We're producing more than we're using, so that's good. That should sort itself out in time. Support equipment. Yeah, that's gonna run a deficit for a while. We do, however, produce way more tanks than we need. We have a surplus of 72 light tanks in storage. Plus 27 spare fighters, 17 spare tactical bombers, and 740 convoys are sitting idle. We have 3 dockyards. Oh, right. What I think is happening is that we're only queuing up like 1 or 2 destroyers. So that's good. That means that they are being finished. And we are freeing up dockyards for new ventures. There we go. So we'll finish this, that, etc. I think we're deploying a lot of stuff in Malta right now, which is fine. Yeah, we've got some light cruisers, some destroyers, some submarines. That's all good. We'll take a look at that at some point. But yeah, our home guard is exercising. We are getting a tiny fraction of army experience every day, which is good. Reflects that our troops are actually training in the field, which is pretty cool. We can see here in the diplomacy screen, British Raj is our pawn. You know, we are their master. Still a deficit of 12,000 infantry equipment. What's probably happening is we are producing infantry equipment 1. Now the rest of our people, they still have weapons, etc. But I think most of it is literally just equipment from the Great War. You know, the old Lee Enfield Mark IIIs, etc. I hope to dear God that I'm right with that. I think I am. Yeah, we are producing, like, enough support equipment. What I think I'll do, though, is pull a factory away from interwar bombers and we'll set it to infantry equipment. We still have a deficit of 12,000, so it's a good idea to get that going early on. Total need of support equipment is not that high. Total need for the tanks is filled. Planes, etc. they're all filled. That's great. What we'll do instead is do it like this. So we'll assign the maximum amount of dockyards that we can. Hawker Hurricane just finished researching. Oh hell yes, that is great. Very tempted to grab the Spitfire early, but not this early. It's ahead of time, so it's going to take longer for us to research. That's the game's way of saying, hey, you shouldn't be having this yet. You know, it's quite advanced. So it's going to take you a while to wrap your head around it. Let's not go for the Spitfire then. Improved machining tools, they're still quite a bit ahead of date. And I think it goes up by another 5% instead of adding 10%, although I wouldn't mind that. Anyway, yeah, we don't really need strategic oil. We can get resource gain efficiency. That way we can have more spare, but it's fine. Yeah. We might want to look at support battalions, actually. Recon, logistics, etc. Field. I think, like... Just taking a look. I think a signal might be useful. Recon is definitely going to be useful. Anything else we might presumably want? We get improved. No, that's ahead of time. Support weapons 1. Yeah, that's a really good idea to get. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the episode here. If you enjoyed the video, then by all means, do leave a like down below. It really does help a lot, especially with a new series like Hearts of Iron 4. Leave a comment if you have anything to say, and until next time, have a good one, folks.